Yo, what's up, McFly?
What's that, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Tired.
Tired, huh? Long
Yeah,
day
it's
of getting stuff
long,
done,
long
right?
day. Yeah.
Oh, I just
Shh,
really I gotta
don't
shut
tell
this.
nobody.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Shut this thing off for now.
I gotta share it real quick on YouTube. Let people know I'll be live.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Larry, what's going on, buddy? What's new and
Share.
exciting, Larry?
I haven't shared it. We're live.
Nice.
Sometimes I share it on Twitter.
Jack's got his guitar. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
her out tonight. We're just kind of messing around, playing with stuff. Really doing finger exercises on this hand because just when it gets tingly, I start working on it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Let's pull it a little harder next time.
Boom.
All right,
Oh,
that's cool.
other than that, actually got a notification. Nice,
You hit the bell icon. You know what I mean? It's
nice,
weird.
nice.
I get random notifications, or sometimes I'll like go in a live and then I'll go up one or two and I'll see somebody I know, and I'm like, oh, look, so and so's live. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then I'll check it out.
Oh, you just went sideways on me.
Oh, I was checking it. So like that's the only way on my phone where I could like check it and like see like how many people are in here. For some reason, because like the live, it's like across the top. It's like a giant red thing where like it would show how many people are in here. So I go like this. I'm like, oh, six.
Ah, right, 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 right. I
But
got
I
you.
didn't think you could see that. I thought like to you, it just looked like I'm looking straight because I would do shit and like some apps like on the other side, like it's not showing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now every time you flip, you just get a little bit wider. That's all.
All right, that's funny. I'm like,
There we
oh,
go.
he caught me.
It's all right. I was just hunting Larry. I had to figure out what channel he was on without asking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing?
Yeah, what's up? Hey, Caroline, what's happening?
What's up, Caroline? How you doing? So yeah. It's been a day, man. The humidity finally came back. It's still been like rainy and misty and everything else. But all in all, it's been a good day. It's been a really good day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Um,
been a long day, man.
yeah. The night of VR. How you doing? How's things?
What kind of VR goggles do you use?
Oh yeah, if it's anything like my daughter, she comes out, she looks like a raccoon. She's got the marks around her eyes. It's just
What's it
awful.
called? What does she have?
I don't even remember. I don't pay attention to that crap. You know what I mean? It's just materialistic crap. So
Because Apple got one that's like a buttload of money, man. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like the Vision Pro. Like I seen it. I wanted to like try it, just like to see what it looks like. They say like it looks like you're looking everywhere around you, and you can just like make a monitor of like a computer, like stuff you're doing on a computer, like in the air that's not really there. You know what I mean? Like in your real world, it's like it's pretty weird. Pretty cool though.
She spends a lot of time in hers, just wandering around VR with her friends and hanging out. They have their own little chat groups and stuff. You know?
Yeah, I was just debating about that too. Um, I don't know, man. Like it's crazy. I think they almost there. They say Trump said he knows where the guy's at. And I seen the people over there like like destroying statues. I seen all these women. There's a video of all these like girls, like I guess in school, like taking off their hijabs and just throwing it in the air and like they're going
Wow.
nuts. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And then I seen videos in New York and in London where like Iranians were with all these Jewish people in the middle of the street, and they're like all together, like yeah, because they hate their government for what they do to the people there. Like the women don't have any rights. Like it's pretty crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, it's extremism, you know?
well, it that started when the left and Islamic extremism came together at the universities over there in Iran. And I'm just saying, I noticed a lot of similarities here in America, like currently. You know what I mean? So I
Oh,
pay attention to that. I went to a couple of them. There a lot of them were like pure propaganda, real quick, and they showed the same clip over and over again on social media. I've seen them walk up the street, pack it up, and like leave. I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, are you kidding me? And it looks like they're there forever. Like, no, you know. So like a lot of these protests that you're watching, like I don't know. Allegedly, they're like, you know, a lot of them are fed by fear and propaganda. You know, it's crazy.
yeah. Well, that's uh that's the name of the game. That's how they feed it, you know. The fear is the propaganda. They just make people afraid, and that way they can execute their narrative, whatever that may be, for whatever situation it is, right?
Total control.
It's basically how terrorism works. It is
Well,
how terrorism works.
they got they got how do I don't know, they got a nuke, man, like for real. Like that's crazy because every day if you listen to them, it's like, you know, unalive. That's how I can say unalive to Israel, unalive to England, unalive to America, and like they're not saying that, you know,
Yeah.
and that's not allegedly, like, and that's like from the main chief, the Ayatollah dude. And I seen them do that, but people over there, like, you know, they're not doing so good. Like they should have so much money, man, from all that oil. Like they should be like richer than Saudi Arabia, like on paper, because all the oil they got is crazy.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Well, money drives everything, right? Money's the grease that lubricates everything that happen. That's the truth of it. That's why people are always like, "Oh, money is the root of all evil." No, it's not. No, it's not. Money is not evil. The love of money is evil.
And I think people who never get money, when you give them like a lot of money at once, um, you know, they're not going to make the best decisions. Like a lot of people, they should educate kids more about finances. Like they just, you know, if somebody hits like the lottery, like, you know, there's people like to hit the lottery and like a couple months later, like they're broke. Like,
Yep.
I don't know what happened. I bought this house. And
McFly, they wrote books about it. They made movies about it. It happens, you know.
it's terrible.
hmm Yeah. Well, people just they don't know how to govern that kind of power essentially because money is power, you know. And when you have a lot of it, sometimes people get carried away with themselves, spend it on too much, whatever, you know.
Yeah. If I hit the lottery, that's the only way I can go to a freaking Eagles game, man. Like, it's crazy, yo. Like, I didn't know that. Like, after a team wins the Super Bowl, like, it is nearly impossible to get tickets. Yo, tickets in the nosebleed section were like $400, and the standing room only was like $350. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Like against like not good teams, you know what I mean? Like it didn't matter, you know.
Oh yeah. Yo, Landon, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up, Landon?
Van Gray. That's a rhetorical question, right?
TCT. That's what I'm gonna call that guy. I don't know your mom.
TCT. I like
It's
that.
your mom or your upper lip.
Yo,
It's one or the other.
TCT. You know what they say? You smelt it, you dealt it, right? Can you read my
Yeah.
comments? Landon, yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a whole bunch of comments just came in all at once. So there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of we're broadcast on 3 channels. Mountain Mama, who can't make it here tonight, but she sends her love. Mine and McFly's. So it just happened that like all of your comments came in all at once.
I
So
fixed
weird.
it.
There you go. Oh, come on now.
No, I don't know.
Fabulous.
Is
Don't
that like
subscribe me. uh, who's the real cowboy? Who?
I
Who,
don't
you,
know.
Landon? I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm not. I'm the city mouse. I'm a city
Yeah,
slicker.
you got City Mouse, Country Mouse. That's all.
That's right.
That's all it is. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Um, had a pretty good day today, you know?
That's pretty cool. I'm exhausted from my day, like I said. But it's
Cowboys
still
here. Salute. Wait, cowboy like cowboy hat or cowboys like the football team? Just saying, don't necessarily want us to start talking sports, but you know, I'll just leave that one.
fly Eagles fly Super Bowl champs. That's all I gotta say. And
Fly
the
Eagles
tickets,
fly. There you go.
the cheapest tickets for Eagles game is a preseason game against the Browns. That's like in the nosebleeds. Like you can get like a $39 ticket. You know,
What's going on, Andy? Good to see you, buddy.
I mean, it'd be cool to go. I know I have a lot of backups in, but we could watch like the draft, like class play basically.
Yeah. I don't know. Who are you? Are you guys on no, I'm not. Scooby, what's going on, Scoob?
I'm on a boat.
Andy.
Dun, 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 dun. Can't say it. It's so weird on here. Like, how come you could like make a short and then like pick a song afterward and then put it on there? And it's like, if your short does good, the song gets like half of it, and then you get half of it. You know what I mean? I'm saying like if you're monetizing, you know what I mean? Like that's
What?
kind of how it works. So
Really?
like so if you're just playing music
Hey,
and it's
Nicole.
like they and they could pick out the song, they should give you that option. Like, all right, well if you're playing this song, you got to give a percentage of your live to them. Like, it could be nothing, but like, they should offer something like that instead of this like, oh, we played music, you gotta delete it.
Yeah, boot them out, Larry. Use that wrench. Use that wrench.
There you go.
But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. Just
Yeah,
waiting for
no,
everybody to get in here.
grown folks only. And we ain't on that type of time. I got my own kids to deal with. I'm not trying to deal with anybody else's. No offense. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
I
good.
tell people that all the time. Like, I love my kid. Everyone's like, "Oh, now you got kids. You gotta love all these kids." I'm like, no, I just, I love my kids. Everybody else's kids, they ain't my kids. Like I'm not trying to be weird. Like that's how you gotta be.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got like I don't know. Like you don't really see like guys like for a reason. There's a lot of weirdos out there. So I answer the question myself.
Thanks, Larry. Yeah, see, Larry got stuff done.
That's cool.
Yeah. But
I
yeah. So what's everybody think about this craziness in the world right now? Besides the fact that we may actually be, I'm just gonna say it, living out the last book of the Bible. If anybody follows that thing, when was the last time anybody opened up your good book? Read that last one in there. What's that called, John? What's that?
was it
Hang on,
John?
hang on. No, the book of Revelations, man.
Oh,
The book of
so
Revelations.
the Book of John, man.
The Book of John is good though.
Yeah, it's always a good book.
The Book of Job is good. I started reading the Book of Job after the car accident, man. You know, just going through. It's actually funny because that at the same time I started reading that, I started reading a another book, a Stephen King book called Duma Key. And if anybody has ever put pinned message on Jack, what's that mean?
I don't know. Like, shine a light over this guy.
Could have filled for Mountain Mama Jack. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to come on, Andy, you want to come up? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I'll send you one. I'll send you one. Hang on. We'll do that. I'll be right back, guys.
He's like, after these messages, we're not calling to show up. Where'd he go? I pinned the message on Jack.
There we go.
In Discord or something. I haven't gone to Discord in forever. I see like people doing like shorts on here, like, yeah, like if you see this crazy thing happening and you get nervous about talking about it on here, join me in my Discord and discuss it there. And a lot of people are doing that.
Oh yeah, I have I'm in a couple Discords that wind up popping up on my phone, and I don't necessarily go in and chit chat. It's more just for looking at, because they're all like a lot of it is like religious channels that I'm on, you know.
Yeah,
So
you don't watch like David Wood or God Logic.
nope, I watch stuff like Pastor Huckleberry, Mike Shriver, stuff like that, you know.
There's a guy named Pastor Huckleberry.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I'm sorry. I got no problem giving him a shout out on this, man. I'd love to get Huckleberry up on the podcast, to be honest with you, man. The guy's got a lot of energy. Yeah, he comes out here, well, he has his government name that he came out on, but then in the chat, this he literally just said this the other day. He said in the chat that someone had called him a Huckleberry, called him Pastor Huckleberry, and he's like, I like that. So he restarted his channel or whatever, started a different one called Pastor Huckleberry, and his ad tag is Huckleberry ABC 123, and I just think it's funny. Hey Andy, how you doing, brother?
Hey Andy.
Good boys, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. We're just
Good.
talking about stuff and
Yeah. Well, thank you for the invite, and had I known that blessed mama was going to be absent, I could fill in for her and maybe come up and chew the cud with you guys and see what's going on in this crazy world, and maybe give my thoughts and feelings and opinions and see if they marry with you guys,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely. So
Well,
yeah, I just started going down the rabbit hole of doing the different comparisons about what's going on in the world now, and what you can read in that good book, and all of the other things that I've noticed. Like, it seems like there's more people talking about it daily, especially on YouTube, different apps that I go on. It just seems like a lot more people are talking now, like now, as opposed to even a month ago or 6 months ago or last year, you know? So,
I mean, there's a lot of shit happening right now. It's crazy in this world. So,
well, we're hitting critical times. We're hitting crunch times. Let's be honest, because we're working longer working weeks. We're longer hours. We've gone from doing 38, 40 hours a week to 50 hours a week to 60 hours a week, and now they want 65 hours a bloody week from both parents. And from all of that sweat and turmoil and blood and everything that comes from that, you're barely making enough money to clear debt and rent and mortgages and things like this. There's no spare expenditure for nice times or holidays or fancy clothes or even nice quality food. We're buying cheap, meager shit And at the end of that week's turmoil, many families in my country are still having to turn to food banks and charities and churches, still feed their children, having done a week's work, such as the meager wages.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
like if you don't like fit in the system, man, it's like they'll make you fit in, kinda.
Well,
You know?
and this is the start of the Hunger Games. This is the Hunger Wars. You know, they're weeding out the meek. It's the young, the old, and the vulnerable, and all else in between. And this is where they started with this. You know, and when we're all starting to buy this cheap processed junk fucking food, what's it doing to us? That's right, sending us to the GP, so the pharmaceutical giants can get their pennies worth. And then they send you diabetic and gluten free and wheat free and this free, dairy free, and everything good. Then you go back to the supermarket to their brothers and you spend the money over there with them, and they'll send you back across the road to the pharmaceuticals, and they'll back you back and forth before you go back to your grave.
Yes, yes, and yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. It's a rigged game.
Yeah.
It's
It
it's
is.
all, you know. And as for this, the uprise that we're seeing on the streets in the US at the moment, they've already been in my country, and a lot of it is it's infiltrated. It's deep state activists that
Yeah.
are there to incite hatred, a bit like when they incited BLM and every other movement, the rainbow flag, everything they incite and push and pay for these narratives. It's
It's
all by
fashionable.
design. It's
Yeah, it's
all by
fashionable.
design. And so when Jack says, if you're looking at the Bible, if you do read the book of Revelation, what we must remember is that this, pamphlet, if you want to call it, this booklet, this was created by their hand. They created this damn thing, and so they must fulfill it. And when they tell us that the truth is hidden in plain sight, you better believe it. That's why it's in every motel, it's in every courtroom, it's in every police station. It's right
Yeah.
here.
You gotta
And
swear on it.
so swearing is blasphemy. And when you read this book, it clearly tells you in it, swear not by my name nor this book, yet your yea be yea and your nay be nay. And so that's where they trip you over straight away if you haven't read it, when they get you to swear upon it, because
Yeah.
it's
You swear to
blasphemy.
tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So
Well,
help
if
you
you're
God. You're like, yes, I do.
exactly,
Thank you.
well, exactly. So you've just broken your oath to God right there, because you're saying, "I swear." If I swore when I got soap in my mouth,
Yeah.
we have to know what we're saying. We have to know what's been said unto us. That's why when you go and take sacred blessings at a wedding matrimony, you don't say, "Listen here, I swear, woman, I'm going to keep you for good, and I swear, I'll tell you something, I'll keep you real happy." There's no swearing involved. You take a
I
vow.
got you.
You
Yeah.
take a vow, brother. And so to start swearing is exactly that. You're making a fool of yourself unbeknowingly.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I was just repeating what I've been told to say.
Exactly. Repetition and familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And that's what they do with us through language, because we know no better. And that's why we are treated as juvenile delinquents, because we haven't stepped up to the age of majority and said,
Phoenix.
"Hang on, that's right."
I love Phoenix.
Phoenix, thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Phoenix. I can't see the chat at all.
Diane.
Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody
Diane?
on the Newfound Life channel and everybody on Chester's channel. Hello, everybody. I can't see any chat at all.
Oh, we're also
What's up, Barbie?
broadcasting on Mama's channel too.
Yeah, and the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. One
Yeah,
day.
you're
Yeah.
Philippines. What's up?
I want to go
What
there
to the
one day.
Philippines? I would like to go to the Philippines too. It's a very, very nice, beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That guy Vitali went there and acted like a jackass, and now he's about to do like 20 years or 30 years in jail. Did you hear about that?
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a YouTuber, and he
It's hard time. It's hard time in there too.
yeah.
What did he do?
He like stole a cop's motorcycle. He was grabbing stuff from the mall, acting like he was stealing. He was bothering people in the street, like just acting like a buffoon, basically. And they caught him, and he's been in jail since he lost like 80 pounds. Like he doesn't even look the same. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hey,
I've,
Caroline says hello.
hello.
Rice and beetle
Yeah,
and shit.
I've lost quite a few pounds while I've been off work, waiting for this damn surgery. But that's nonetheless back to the protesting, back to the civil unrise, the civil upheaval. You know, the state of the nation. And
Yeah, there's
so,
this thing in California called Charla, and it's organization, and they're connected to like paying for these like advertisements about the No King's Day and a lot of these protests in L.A. And they've been behind it, and they were the ones like handing out like those crazy gas mask things like to protect the rioters. Did you see that? Like
Yep.
there's a truck that pulled up in the middle of it, like that's handed out. It was called a shield, like some kind of crazy shield, like it was a face shield. So like that's what
Yes.
they had. It was nuts, you know, bionic face shield or something like that. It was crazy. Just handing them out to
Yeah.
like people in the crowd. Like that's nuts. And if you can't tell me that's not organized, allegedly. Just
you
saying.
better believe it's organised, brother. Come on now. So let's look at with real eyes just for a moment. It doesn't take a minute to see. Let's look at that word protest. If I'm pro government, if I'm pro Jack Walls, if I'm pro Chester McFly, what does that mean?
That you're for us.
Exactly. And so when you are then protest, what does that mean?
See, I never understood that. Like, because I know a test is you're for being tested, I guess.
Exactly.
So that's what you're for.
So you are
Yeah.
for it. You are for it. So when we have deep state activists being paid to be there, what they are actually doing, they are weeding out of that society strong individuals that are willing to stand up against the fight and say to the government, no, we are not having this any longer. And they will then pull them for the crowd, arrest them, and they will take them back to their dungeons and beat them anally and do what they do to them. And then they will send them out, discharge them, having fined them, suffered forfeitures, and everything else. They beat them down so badly, like they've done to Eagle Nick, for example. They'll beat you down so fucking badly that you
They
won't
did it to
want to come
me.
to the public. Yes, there you go then. We're all first-hand witnesses to this shit. When you start joining in their playground, in their melee, in their circus, thinking that you're doing the right thing, you're actually being duped because you are there protesting and therefore asking for it. So there's better ways of folding this system than being out on the streets waving flags, which are the wrong jurisdiction of law, incidentally, there for the water, and bashing pots and pans and making an idiot of yourself.
Yeah,
It's
because
called,
they surveil those areas and they have
of course,
everybody's cell phone, so they know
Mhm.
who's there. So
of
you
course.
get known for being there. Every time there was a protest, I wanted to go and film it. I got flat tires on my bike. I don't know if you heard about that. Every time, even when there was riots and all this crazy stuff happening, every time I have a flat tire on one of my e-bikes and I can't go. And my girl's like, see, that's God telling you that you're not supposed to be there. And I'm
Yep.
like, all
Yeah,
right.
exactly that, you see, because you are not for it. We are not for it. It's all incited. It's all, it's all propagated by them. It's not coinkydink. It's not a happenstance. This isn't a man sat at home in his bedroom and got a few guys together in the local community centre and we're going to make change here. No, no, this is a much larger scale than this. This
Yeah.
is purposefully set up to weed out guys like you and I that are going to speak out against it, to shut us down while they bring in and do what they're doing. That's exactly what's happening with all of this protesting. That's just my thoughts on it, guys. What's yours?
Yeah, I like I said, I just think a lot of it's paid for. Even the No King's Day thing that said by Christy Walton. That's the daughter of the owner of Walmart, man. So like, she's like a billionaire, and the ad had her name on it. I don't know if you've seen that. It's pretty crazy. So I think it's just highly organized,
Well,
allegedly.
and it
Yeah,
just so
but
happens that they are allegedly they're the next FEMA camp. So how coincidental? What do you say?
Wow.
I mean, what can you say?
I can't help but laugh because that pretty much sums it up, Andy. It really does. You know what I mean? It's definitely staged. How can you say it's not when you have pallets of bricks being dropped off on the side of the streets?
Yeah,
You have literally like the granddaughter of someone that started a multi-billion-dollar corporation, Walmart, handing out these masks and stuff and basically saying, "Yeah, go ahead. Go out here. Let's burn everything down," you know?
yeah, and then that place Charla, they got like $92 million or something, and like they were putting it into these protests all around like California and stuff.
And you know, even even the simplest things just like that people take no heed of. And I was shouting from the rooftops, you know, that I mean,
Hey,
especially here
Barbie.
in this country, we're probably the most monitored country in Europe for like CCTV and things, you know. And whilst we are being put under these conditions by these governments, whereby it's mandatory to wear masks and all of this BS, what they're doing is monitor us and out in these public spaces, and they can
Yeah,
see the conformists and the non-conformists just by their face attire. If they haven't got a fanny rag on their face, they're not conforming, and so therefore we can see whom isn't listening today. So we're going to have to apply some more pressure to those. It's a true
yeah.
fact.
I don't think it was fake because there was a guy behind them, in the crowd that there's a couple people I think that were unalived. So I mean, I don't think it was staged. I think the guy was a bad pew pew guy, and he missed,
Uh-huh.
and he turned at the right moment because you can see he turned his head like he was supposed to be bye bye, but he turned his head. Something told him to turn his head, and it went. Phew, that
So
was crazy.
so staged assassination attempt, or
No,
did somebody let it happen?
no, that's what I'm saying. Like some people are trying to say it's like a marksman who
You know?
just hit his ear. Like that's what the a lot of people are trying to say. It was a good. He was
Right.
good at what he did, and it was a marksman. And that was
We,
his
we,
shot. I'm like,
we've got weaponry now and technology and a man to pull a trigger that can take your eyeball out from 2 miles away. We're talking about a guy that was on a rooftop from a couple of 100 yards and he skimmed his ear with a marksman's rifle. If you turn your head or not, you're going to blast his head off. If
yeah,
you'd miss him with the first shot, you'll pull the trigger again. It's just all a stage, guys, to do exactly what it's done to get everyone talking, get everyone's talking about it in their lunch break at work, and it's whipping up a frenzy. And the other side, whatever they call in your country, the Democrats or the lefties or the righties, are all laughing at it, and because they want him shot anyway. And it's just all fuckery and
unalive.
mockery, guys. It's all sorry to unalive him. It's
Yeah,
all mockery. It's an absolute shit show because they're all up there to do the same thing. When you look at people like Trump, look around him wherever he is. Anytime he's in public, look around him. The man is absolutely surrounded by Zionists. And if he doesn't do and say exactly what he's told, he will have his face took off by one of
yeah,
these
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, here,
predatory.
I wanted to talk to you about that. So, like, what is your like, so you know what Zionism is? Like, I was
Yes.
talking to people about that. Like, it just means that Israel has a right to exist. That's all it
No,
means. That's the
that
definition.
what, and where do you get that definition from then, bro?
Like on Google and Wikipedia.
Uh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you, bro. I'm laughing at the fact that can we really trust what Google is telling us? Well, I've got ancient literature. I've got text and documents that I can ask a question of Google today, and it will tell you the opposite here, written in text.
Well, what do you think Zionism is? That's what I'm confused about.
Well, Zionism is it's a pretty much like like they say, like Islam is a branch of fundamentalist bloody Muslimism, and this word ism, Zionism, is a schism, and its fundamental basics come from the Ashkenaz ways, but they're known today as that word. And so I only use that word today because when you start using historic language words, people don't know what you're talking about. And so I could be talking in a foreign language. And so we keep it palatable so we know what we're talking about.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just
Yes.
where it comes from. Like I think it's the greatest decolonization effort of all time, personally. You know what I mean? Like everyone wishes like the Native Americans are even with them. And like I think right now what's going on with Iran, like they started all this shit. They were backing the Houthis, and Hamas and Hezbollah, you know, and I think like the way like Israel went after them, I think it was pretty smart. You know what I mean? Like the pager shit, and then like this shit, like really quick, like hitting them all, like their apartments, not really having major casualties, like how they're doing. So you know what I mean?
But you know that back in the day, that this place you call Iran had the biggest empire ever in history.
Yeah.
You know, why do you think they're bringing it into disrepute? It's the Persian Empire. Why do you think they're at war like they are?
Because they don't have any rights over there because of the regime.
Have you got any rights where you are?
More than them.
They have the illusion of rights.
I mean, people over there, they gotta wear. They don't wear the hijab. Like they get unalived. You know what I mean?
Allegedly, bro. You're free to do exactly. You're free to do exactly as you're told under the threats of fine and forfeiture where you live, right here, right now.
Yeah. I think in America, like we could question things more and religion, you know, over like the UK right now. Like you guys are losing a lot of your freedom of speech, I think. You know,
and we're losing no more or no less than you guys. You have got the highest state of prisoners, probably this side of the equator. How many of you guys? Exactly. Then this is what I'm talking about. You know, it's all about that commercial gain. That's what everything's for. That's what politics are for. It's what the whole world is for. It's a commercial sea. And it started in the 1301. It's called the 1301 Papal Bull, Unum Sanctum, when Pope Boniface got down on one knee and kissed the ground and proclaimed the world as his own in God's name. And on that day, everything thereafter got put into trust. And the world thereafter was run on trust law. And that's where we are still at this day. That's why everything is commercial, including your government corporate name.
Yeah, no, I know about that. Yeah, that you're two people technically.
Yeah, but that's that. But I'm telling you, its origin, the 1301 Papal Bull, Unum Sanctum. If you check that out, it well precedes the date of the birth certificate, which is the Sestu KV Act of 1666. 1301 precedes that by a lot. There's a lot gone on between that.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. And where'd that originate? In like the UK or you mean in Rome?
The Sestu KV Act, the jurisdiction, the same as your jurisdiction, it's French. There's a French Germanic system ruling over us all at the moment. And the birth certificate system originates from the Vatican. It's a Roman Catholic entity. And that's what the trouble is with America and England at the moment. Because England and America are a common law Christian landmass jurisdiction country, whereas the Vatican of Rome is Catholic, and therefore so is your public entity. Your government name is Catholic. And so they impose the canon ecclesiastical rules of Catholicism upon that legal entity and expect you with your Christian name, with my Christian name, Andrew, to accept that pagan Catholic name and all its canon ecclesiastical rulings that we know today as legalities. It's like donning on a jacket that's all these legalities that you don't know what's happening to you. And they'll put that thing in the fucking jail before you know what's going on.
And I always
So
said they should teach people in high school like things about the law, so they would
If
know
they
like when
if
they went to
if
court.
they taught people at high school the law, if they taught people at high school economics and these things you mentioned earlier, the
Yeah,
system would not operate. The wheels would fall off overnight because we wouldn't be ruled by fear. We know how they operate. It's only like the yellow brick road, the Wizard of Oz. You get to the bottom of the path and there's a little old wrinkly fucking man behind the curtain. That's what's going on in life.
that's funny.
It's true. That's why you got the lion and with no heart. You got the Tin Man and you got the Straw Man. The Straw Man is your legal entity. That film was made back then to mock us. It's all symbolic. It's all virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Andy, I want to address Larry has a question here. It says for Andy, do we have the right not to swear on the Bible?
Yeah. I always
Yes, you
wondered
damn
that.
right do. Of course you do. You have God's given inalienable right to swear. Swearing is blasphemy. Let your yea be yea and your nay be yea and nay. It's clearly written. Swearing is blasphemy in any form. Like I say, that's why in the most holiest of times, like your holy matrimony to your wife or your husband, you don't swear that we're going to stay together forever now. You
Yeah.
take a fucking holy vow. Swearing is swearing. It doesn't matter what form you put it by. It's swearing. That's it.
I got you. I just always thought swearing for a long time was cursing. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
That's what, and we're taught to think that because we are taught what to think instead of how to think.
Yeah. And I think like what's happening is like that movie Idiocracy. I think every generation's getting a little less more intelligent. You
Wait.
know?
It's a perfect blend of two movies. If you wanna go down that road, okay? And both of you will appreciate this. Take the movie Idiocracy
I've never
and
watched it.
take
You gotta
oh
watch it.
Andy,
Oh my
Andy,
god.
you
Oh
would
my god. You
absolutely
never watched
love
it?
it.
I don't watch
It's
movies at all. I
Yeah.
bet I haven't watched 5 movies in all of my life.
This is one you
it's
should watch.
it's like a prophecy come true as far as the stupidity of the world and how people choose to be ignorant. Okay, in the movie, at one point they can't figure out why all the crops are dying. Okay, until this guy
We
who's
put Mondo on it.
basically from the
Mondo.
past realizes that they are watering all of the crops with something like Gatorade.
Yeah,
Mondo. We put Mondo.
exactly.
It has
Yes.
electrolytes.
Yeah,
They
because
always say
it has electrolytes. They're like,
yeah,
why
it
do you
has
use it? Well,
electrolytes.
because it has electrolytes. Brainwashing. They just speak it. They don't even know what it means. Okay. Second movie, V for Vendetta, because I feel like that is like how they portray the world in the beginning of that movie
I
is
fell asleep
exactly
during
where
that
we're
movie.
going.
I
Yeah.
fell asleep during that movie. I went on a
Well,
date and fell asleep. I
the
remember
R-
I watched that
the
movie.
the RFID chip is being made in your country right now, and it just so happens that where they are manufacturing the RFID chip, the number of the building is 666, and this is the chip that they're bringing us all to have now. I mean, some people in the workplace in America already have it, to open doors and things like that. But it's going to be your social security number. It's going to be your bank number. It's going to be your driving license number. It's going to be everything all rolled into one. And
Well, they're
unless
saying the
you
real ID though. Like they're
yeah,
putting in the real
unless
ID.
you they're going to be chipping you at birth, bro. They look like you get a puppy and you chip your puppy, and they oh yes, in case it gets lost. Well, I doubt if it gets lost. It's always with me, but nonetheless, that's the reasoning. In case your puppy gets lost, let's chip it. And now it's going to be for health beneficial reasons because we can interact now with this chip because it's smart nanotechnology. If we think there's any dis-ease coming into you, oh, we can just and kill it off with this smart chip. This is why you need it because it's going to benefit and give you longevity of life. They'll just brainwash anybody to accept this shit. And it clearly says in the book of Revelation, there'll be no buying nor selling if you do not accept the mark. And that's how
Yeah.
it is because of this digital currency.
What about
People's giving up the
Neuralink?
cash. Oh,
What
look at
about
me! I've just swiped my phone and it's paid for me. Isn't that marvelous? What a lovely bit of technology. Not realizing the danger they're in.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah?
Exactly. It's because nobody's paying attention. Nobody's
And they
paying
know that.
attention.
And the system
Yeah,
absolutely operates on that ignorance. You know, it's either ignorance or fear that they operate on. They can't operate any other way.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a
And that's what,
video
and that's
of
why
this
there's so many
guy.
sports. That's why there's so many sports games. As why there's so many movies. That's why Hollywood was even invented for that very fucking reason, for distraction. The Romans had it back in the day at the Colosseum.
Yes.
Circus
Give them
Maximus.
bread and arena. They'll never revolt. That's their
Yes.
famous fucking saying.
Circus
Bro.
Maximus. Yeah, the Circus Maximus.
It's true. It's all true.
Hello.
It is.
You found life today.
You know, I mean, if you look from the view of a drone and you look at the markings of a baseball court, it's the exact geometry of the square and compass of the bloody Masons.
I don't know.
Oh, oh, hello! It's all in your faces. No one's looking.
Yeah, that's the easiest place to hide stuff.
Yeah, right out in plain sight. It's the best place to hide anything, right in front of them.
It's like
Exactly.
that movie.
You know?
Remember that movie?
Everybody's-
The guy put those glasses on. He saw all this crazy shit, like what everything really was.
They Live. That's another good comparison movie where yeah, basically he puts the sunglasses on and he realizes that all of the magazines and all the billboards around him just simply say consume, reproduce. That's it.
Buy. Yeah, intake.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Me,
Yeah.
me. What do I get out of it? What do I want for it? How does it affect me? How does it benefit me? What the fuck do I get out of it? Never mind what do you get out of it. What the fuck do I get out of it?
Yep.
And that's the mentality now of today's generation, and that's exactly where they want them. Mindless, thoughtless, absolute zombies without a care in the world for each other or them fucking selves, because that's how this Riffid chip plan will be implemented in these fucking absolute zombies. The Walking Dead, they're known as. Let the dead bury the dead. They'll receive the mark. Let them carry on.
I think it's funny that you bring up The Walking Dead because that show that everybody loves so much, people were always assuming that the title of that meant the dead zombies, right, walking around, and it's not. It referred to the living as The Walking Dead.
Well, what it means is that you're dead in your soul, you're dead in your consciousness, you're dead in your spirit. You've got no light. You know, you're in the darkness. You're of a low vibration. You haven't raised your kundalini. You
There we
haven't
go.
got the awareness or consciousness of self nor anybody else. And so, therefore, you're in the dark. You're in a state of death. You're not with the living.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hopefully people start paying attention.
And that's when you read the Bible will clearly tell you, let the dead bury the dead. You know, it's just as well as join ye not a fool in his folly, for you are no better than they. It's the same damn principle. Cast ye not a pearl before swine. It's
Yeah.
all the same stuff, you know, that they'll be judged by their own accordance on their own deeds, like we will be. It's not our job here. We can only talk about what is, and everybody else has to do what they have to do, and that's it. It's all we can do is talk. We've got nothing else.
Exactly. Like this dude KG, he said the Bible is mythology. I totally disagree. Can you prove that it's mythology?
Yeah, KG, do you have some references you can point to, or is that just an opinion? Just curious.
Because that's mostly what that is. I always ask that question. Can you prove it?
Well, I just think that some people put their opinions out there as fact, though. You know what I mean? The burden of proof is on you to prove it, isn't it?
Well,
No,
what
KG
I
says.
on
when-
you,
when-
you're making a claim.
exactly that. He who makes a claim has the burden of proof and must provide the remedy. But when people say to me, you know, is it, you know, mystical and those things, I say, well, what's the first two letters of it when you're asking that question? M-Y, that's right. You're talking about me. Why do you need to know? For knowledge doth corrupt a man. Be ye fee simple. You know, what are you going to do with the fucking knowledge when you've got it?
Nothing.
Exactly. What can you do with it? Who do you think you are, man? You know?
That's what they sell you.
Yeah.
And that's
KG
where
says, KG says, I refute it by saying it's mythology, just like every other religious book you guys don't believe in. Do you
exactly,
believe
man.
in do you believe in Islam? KG
Hell,
asks.
hell no.
Yeah, mythology. So here's KG is coming up here with mythology, just attempting to, what's he arguing? The mythology of the man that wrote this. We didn't write it. So KG, if you're listening, none of the three of us have written this, and whether you think it's mythical or what is completely up to you. That's your opinion, you know, and you're welcome to it, but you can't question whether we are mythical because we are actually right here, right now, creating this damn thing. So there's nothing mythical about us. We are authentic to the core. And as for the word, in the beginning there was the word, and the word was God. And it's as simple as that. All the rest is written on the fleshy tablet. We need not a book. Most men in the world was illiterate 100 years ago. They couldn't even read, so it means nothing anyway.
And the Quran affirms everything that came before it. So think
The
about that.
Quran, the
You know that
Quran
it
was
confirms the Bible. It confirms
the
it,
Quran
and
was
the Torah.
written. The Quran was written 600 years later, and the Quran was written by the same people. Go and do your history, people, and come and rebuke me if you can. The Quran was written by the Catholics, the same people that writ the KJV. Come back and tell me I'm wrong.
Do you believe in Zoroastrianism? That's a pretty cool religion. I don't believe in it, but I had more respect for it because that was like one of the original Arabic religions.
KG also put there's more proof for Sasquatch than the resurrection.
Yeah,
That's
that's the language of a fundamentalist right there. And so, as I've just says to us, cast not thine pearl before swine. Let our boy have mythology and crack on with it, because we're up in here. We choose the beast we feed. You know,
yeah.
he knows where we're coming from. He knows the truth, but he's just trying to be argumentative because that's the devil of Allah getting up in him. When it does, when the truth attacks the lie that you're living, you have to come back all offensive the way that you are, which isn't in fact no defense, because you can't have a defense for somebody that marries a 6-year-old and then sleeps with her when she's 9. But we won't go there. That's by the by.
He made love to her thighs, called a mufakakta, though.
Woo!
6 to 9. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And she played with dolls.
So I'm going to apologise to KG for his own ignorance, for he may be put off by and his own delusion that our appearance may give off a look that we may not know what we're talking about. But as you are finding out right here, right now, we know exactly what we're talking about, and there's none of us up here that are deluded.
KG, I don't know what question you wanted that
He never
we're not
answered his
answering
own
here.
question. He came with no proof. Like, you're going to say a statement, but then you have no proof of the statement you say, and then you say, "Oh, you got to prove it." That's
How would
just
you how would you
shuffling.
All right, so KG says, how would you prove the resurrection without the Bible?
You see, the resurrection is a metaphor, and it comes back to the walking dead. You can remain dead until you go back to the soil, or you can be renewed in your life and reborn again and brought back to life from the state of the walking dead. And you can live and walk with the living in eternal life, eternal. But when you stay the way you are, that's death, also eternal. There is no halfway. And so you got to choose where you're going. And it sounds like our boy at the moment is in the dark and choosing death. And just know that it's forever.
So KG says, how do we know it's a metaphor? And then follows it up with, is the whole Bible a metaphor? How do you discern? I just want to say one thing, okay? for some of us who have the second chance or are born again or however you want to say it, my personal experience was I basically had a baptism through car accident. I almost died, and when I came out the other side of it, I actually started paying attention to things. So it's not, everybody's journey is different, and the flashlight that shines the light on the information has different intensities at different points through your journey. You know, mine was dim for a long time until the car accident, and then it was just like a spotlight was shown on it.
I went through something. I went through something crazy that woke me up. I told you I used to. I did heroin before, man, and I was bad off. And I took acid, and I saw me living on the corner in Kensington, like homeless. So then, like, I flushed it down the toilet and never went back, man. And that like moment saved my life. I think. I know it sounds crazy, but
And you know, and both of those stories have the same one thing in common. And that one thing in common is that it happened to you both the same as it happened to me. Internally, there is no one thing external that brings that to us. Everything and all is within. And that's why it doesn't matter what you argue with the Bible. It doesn't matter what you argue with the Tanakh. It doesn't matter what you argue with the Quran, because it's all written within. So stop being beguiled by what's written by the hand of man. Because if you walk through spirit and not through sight, this means jack shit anyway. Because it's got you all beguiled at the moment, thinking you need to swear your hand on the fucking thing. My people suffer for the lack of knowledge, and that's what's happening with KG right now.
yeah. And the problem is the people who don't have the knowledge are getting more aggressive and acting like they do, you know?
And that's what I've just talked about, because their only offense is defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so how can you come into a place of learned understanding when you're not prepared to listen? It's the prosh name for it is cognitive dissonance. When you already think that you know what's what. Well, good luck to you, because if you're that man, well, we've all been praying to the wrong one. We'll start pointing our rug towards you, and we'll pray to you, motherfucker, because it must be you. How's that?
So Soaring Star says faith is the enemy of critical thinking. I don't necessarily agree with any of that.
I don't agree with that. And a lot of the people who are saying that believe in Islam. So that's confusing to me.
It sounds a little bit like Scientology, you know. And if you ask any of these people that come up in here
That's
where
another
they got
one.
that statement from, so if you got faith in your partner, they say yes. Well, show me your evidence.
So KG
What do you
says,
mean?
wait, are you really so dense that you will accuse someone who doesn't believe in a God that cares too much about foreskin and slavery of cognitive dissonance?
Foreskin, where's that come from? Be ye circumcised from the world. It doesn't say nothing about cutting your foreskin. There's somewhat of learned differences here, that's for sure. And I didn't accuse, there was no accusations of anyone. What I said was, your statements are have clear indications of cognitive dissonance and clear learned non-understanding. And it's clear from your language.
He's doing the Islamic shuffle. That's all. I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shuffling technique where they just will shuffle. And what about this? What about that? And then they try to get you off.
Good luck to them. Good luck to them. Praise the Lord, Allah, Hakarmadaredesh, and all that stuff. Good luck to them. Happy for you. You know what? They always shout that same Alu Akbar. What does that mean?
Aloha snack bar.
They holler at the snack bar. It means God. Well, it means to them
God is great, I think.
but it doesn't
Exactly.
translate to really God though. They say Allah. Allah was a pagan god originally, and that's where they got the name for that from. because the Kaaba was a pagan worship place, and then Muhammad stole it and made it Islam.
And they reckon they're going to get to heaven with how many virgins?
72.
Wait a minute, Andy. I have to pin this comment KG just put up. Says you don't know your Bible, bottom boy.
That's hilarious.
Oh, KG, I'm sorry, man. I needed a good laugh. I'm sorry. I don't
That
mean
is
to assume you're
awesome,
a
isn't
man,
it?
but
That is
I was-
awesome.
I was like Muhammad during the night of the jinn.
It's took him a while to think of that, hasn't it? God love
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Look that up. The night of the jinn. They rode him all night long like a donkey. It says.
Listen, how does a Muslim close the door? He slams it. That's right. It's as simple as that. That's how stupid they are.
All right. Let's see.
There's
So
wit. There
KG,
was. I can tell you how it's true. They had witnesses who were against Christ, and they eventually they realized they were wrong. There was a guy. The guy who pierced him with the sword was blind. I heard, and then he pierced him. His blood got in his eyes, and he was able to see. And then he instantly knew he was wrong, and then he he went around preaching, and then they eventually like took his eyes out, and like the way a lot of these people went was not good. You know what I mean? They could have said, no, it's not true, I'm lying, and lived, but they didn't. So you got to think about that. If somebody's willing to lay down their life like that for something they saw, that's pretty crazy when you think about it, you know?
All 12 of the prophets did.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry. Yeah, okay. So I was just going to address Larry's comment. He says, I'm sorry, I don't believe in religion. And then he followed up with, I believe in Christ, not a name. Larry, yes, that my personal feeling on that is I don't agree with if you want to look at religion as the organized building that you have to go to and follow all of these bylaws of whatever
Yeah.
whatever thing you decide to belong yourself to. I don't believe in any of that. I believe that it literally all comes from within. It is you, it is me. We are the church. That is it.
They come to my house trying to recruit me a lot. And
That's
funny.
why. Well, that's why this is your temple. It's your Solomon's temple right here, you know, and your body is your church. Charity begins at home, and that's why you have to be kind unto yourself. Love thy neighbour as you love thyself, as he has loved us. And that's what it all means right there. This is the body of Christ. It's a consciousness. It's nothing to do with the religion. It's nothing to do with a book or the written hand of man. It's nothing to do with none of that stuff. Like I've just said, it's a spiritual thing. It's a consciousness. It's within. It's not nothing external, you know.
And
So if you want to waver it and put it to a Quran or to a Tanakh or to there's very many versions of the Bible, any one of the Bibles. Blame on what you want. If you haven't got your own enlightenment, you will always seek to blame something else externally.
yeah, like this clown's doing in the bottom. Usually,
Oh,
y'all don't know nothing.
So yeah, Milak.
What about Bilal?
Yasha.
What about Bilal? KG. What about Bilal? So you want to talk about slavery? What about Bilal? He was worth half of an half. It takes 2 Arabs to make 1 black man. They said, according to your book. I didn't say it. That's not alleged either. That's legit.
In the Quran, it says yes, with the head like a raisin. That's what it says.
Yeah, right. They call them raisin heads.
That's right. So we know what they're like. They can come up here and try what the bloody hell they want. You know they're just they're chancers. God loves a tryer, never a chancer.
Yeah, and the Islamic slave trade is still going on. It's the
Of
longest
course,
slave
it's
trade.
still going on. Of course, it's still going on.
Yeah, you do.
Larry says, but you believe in what you want. It should not divide us. Absolutely right, Larry. You know, you believe you, I'll believe me. And hey, listen, there's someone in my life who recently said this and has repeated it over and over, and I completely believe this. Okay, and this is just me speaking it to you guys, okay? Everybody out there. What does it hurt to believe that there is a God and that you should try to be a better person and use these things as a guideline to be a better person? What does it possibly hurt? Okay, best case scenario, okay? Whatever you believe is true and you go to heaven and everything's good, right? You go and you meet Jesus or you meet whatever God you believe in, okay? Best case scenario, worst case scenario, none of it's true and you just lived your whole life being a better person. So what does it really matter? You know? What does it really
Exactly that.
matter?
That's right. Instead of bickering which way you point your rug. That's what religion's for, to divide, rule, and conquer. Re is to repeat, to do again. And a legion is to swear an oath to another man, taking you therefore away from the Creator. That's what it's all for. I never advocate religion, ever. I'm not religious.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
like
let's go back here real quick. Scooby says he's been a slave for the last 47 years of his life. Scooby.
Yeah, yeah. You're a slave to the bank. They don't wear ball and chain now. You got a plastic card in your pocket, mother trucker.
Yep.
And you get a whole bunch of them plastic cards.
Butters, hello. Glad you came in. We're having
Butters,
a
what's
serious
up, Butters?
discussion, Butters. Let's see. Milak Yosharhara, I'm sorry I butchered your last name. Says we are nothing but dirt. Please don't believe in yourself. Okay.
No, you're dirt. You are dirt. We're not,
We're of
but you are.
we're of the dust, and we'll return back unto the dust. We're formed of the clay, they say. So don't take it out of context. It is what it is, isn't it?
Follows it up with you
ash
need
to
God.
ashes, dust to dust.
I have God. There's the
What is
problem with
God?
believing God.
What is God? God is grantor of dominion. That's what it's a pseudonym. Grantor of dominion. We have dominion over the earth to subdue it, until it, and put back more than we took. Simple. Next.
Why you keep shuffling? KG,
Oh, man.
you do that.
Do
Every
the
day they
shuffling,
shuffling. Every day they shuffling. Every day they shuffling.
Milak says no, he has a name. KG says what? LOL. Jolene Dyson, you need your own family and love.
Exactly. I do stuff for my family. I try to go out when I make money. It goes to my family first.
All right. KG says
Family
shuffling. Shuffling. I've asked you about resurrection 5 times, and then followed up with I'm an
I
atheist. Yeah,
told
we
you.
kind of figured that.
I answered your question like 5 times. I said there was witnesses. I answered you. So yeah, you are a dumbass because you're obviously not listening. So sorry.
And I think KG, that's what he means by shuffling, because, you know. Let's see. Sinclair says religious people actively want to make Armageddon happen.
I think fundamentalist, 20, 2% of Islam would be jihadist. That would be like 200 million people. It's a lot of people.
Milak asks, tell me how you can pay God. I don't know.
I don't know. You
with
go to,
shekels.
yeah. Don't you go on the Hajj?
Shekels. Kevin Sinclair, they're more concerned with the next life than this one.
No. See, with that, they've misconstrued it. You see, we've just said, what's the worst
Miss Rainey,
outcome
hey.
of being a good person in this life? You can only hope to go to heaven rather than hell, but that doesn't detract or refrain us from being good in this life, and we ought to be good in this life, maybe in the hope that there's good after. For none of us know what's after, because none of us have been there yet. We're all still here.
Exactly.
Only one person who said my name, probably. Thanks. Who? Jolene
Miss
Dyson?
Rainey. Hello, Miss Rainey.
Miss
Hey, Miss
Rainey, what's
Rainey.
going on? How you doing? Peace. Oh, let's
Good.
see.
Good to see you, Miss Rainey. Give my regards to Mr. Fools as well, please. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Milak says Hosh's Armageddon. See y'all don't know nothing at all.
Oh,
Um,
see, what's
Man,
happened there is he's just only learnt on Google how to spell Armageddon. Listen to the rest of the sentence and put that back in. It's quite ironic. Move along.
idiocracy. Like I'm saying, man, it's really
oh,
coming true in the real world.
yeah, it really is.
It
It really
really
is.
is. There's a lot of dumb people out there that like get all like
What we have
like
to do,
aggressive,
please.
and they don't
I'm,
know
I'm,
shit.
I'm not interested in no more of its foolishness. Thank you, now, Jack, because as I said earlier, it says in our book that join ye not a fool in his folly, for you are no better than they. Know the beast you're feeding. You know, I'm bored with him now.
Yeah. Worry about the environment or leaving a healthy world for the kids. That's absolutely not true at all. How can you say a statement like that? I think they take care of the environment. They help out the homeless. I see them clean up neighborhoods. So I don't know what you're talking about. I've seen that before. Even in Kensington, they do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, uh, Kayvon, you really you should subscribe to my channel. I don't know what else to tell you. Newfound Life. Go look at all of my stuff. I mean, I just in the regards of do I believe in God and Jesus and the Bible? Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning. I'll be learning until the day I die. But like my whole experience revolves around nature, so I don't necessarily agree with that.
I gave her a star comment.
Vigilant has nothing to do with being a bad or a good human. Yeah.
Yes. You get a star, Miss Rainey.
Religious people in the South burn everything. That might be a Southern thing, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Butters says I don't go to church, but I thank God every day for my blessings. There's nothing crazy about it unless you make it so. Yeah. Hey, listen, my church is literally going outside. That is my church. I go outside. I have a little garden. I have a bench. Sit there. I sit there and I read my Bible.
We
My
reside within our church. This is our damn church, guys. Come on, give ourselves a
Yes.
break.
Yes.
my church is riding a bike, I guess. Getting away from everybody that's going for a long bike ride. You know what I mean?
Josh Zig, Trump gonna strike? Opinions. Well,
I don't know. They say they just need that one plane, and he could loan it to them. They're saying like, so this way America don't do it, but it's still our plane, our weapons. So they say they might go after Diego Garcia, which is a U.S. military base.
Scoob, have fun running them dogs.
They want another Pearl Harbor type of thing.
I'll tell you this much: it's all a charade. You
Allegedly.
know, it's hi from Iran. Hi, Iran. How you doing?
How
The
are you
whole
doing,
world is
man?
a stage.
Yeah, how are you?
The whole world's a stage. Simple.
Yes.
How you doing in Iran? Are you happy? What's going on? I want to know his opinion. That'd be something I want to hear from somebody from Iran. That's pretty cool, actually.
Muhammad says, "Eh." Throwing salt over my shoulder. Aaron says, "Salami, salami hababi." I don't know.
The guy's salami gone.
Salam hababi.
There's the general salami taken out from Iran.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they go after that one nuclear place. Like I think they purposely made that bomb for that very reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it goes 200 feet down and then it explodes. Like that's crazy. And then they could hit it again in the same spot. Like if it was a dime down there, they could hit the same dime with another another bomb, and then
They
it'll
built.
go
They
another
built
two.
that.
It'll go
Yeah, they
another
built
200
that.
feet deep.
They
Okay,
built that weapon during the Iraq War. The bunker buster technology, where they can
Yeah,
penetrate 10 meters of concrete before detonation. That's where that started.
Andy, I got one
yeah.
for you.
They're
Okay.
trying to get.
Someone in the chat here, GK says, "How do you guys feel about Exodus 21 telling us God says to own people as property?"
sent a few videos of interceptions.
That's the
Constantly
legal way.
posting, but went against it due to other people triggers. Damn. I see a lot of videos of them getting shot down. I seen the drone get hit in the sky. Did you see that video? That was crazy. It was really clear. One of them Shaheed drones.
No.
Well, why does God like kids suffer? That's a good question.
Why is there
Yeah.
suffering in the world? It's a great question, isn't it? Because it's the demise of man.
Can you elaborate on that?
We're in a fallen state, aren't we? You know? And rather than doing what's right and natural by living from the land, we're turning to the opinion of another man and living from pharmaceutical and goodness knows what else. We're not living by nature and allowing nature to take its course. We're trying to prolong and take chances and interventions and goodness knows what else. And through what wizardry and sorcery that they call fucking surgical technologies and goodness knows. Let be.
Hang on a minute. I gotta pin this one. So Mohammed just put in here, and let me just say something to you guys. Remember that all of our governments are just doing their stuff and don't care about us.
That's right.
I agree. I agree.
With regards to us, yes, but we are dollars to them. That's all we are, is a dollar sign.
Of course
Yeah.
you are. If you've got a birth certificate, you better believe it.
Do you think Iran was better when they had the Shah versus the Ayatollah?
Oh, no idea. Wasn't that?
I've seen pictures of Iranian women like with their hair out back then, and you know, like in mini skirts, and they look like they're having a good time. I've seen them on water skis, and like now it's like night and day. Literally, they all have the hijab on, like crazy. You know, what
Let's
is
see.
darkness?
Madden Morris puts, what is darkness? Darkness is the absence of light. What is evil? Evil is the absence of God. If you don't have God in your life, you are Satan to take hold of you. Trust in God and follow him.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. If you're, listen, if you're not about God and you're not talking about God, what are you talking about? What are you about? You know what I mean? Are you about worshiping the dollar, worshiping yourself, worshiping some idol, a singer, what? You know?
Idolatry.
I think
Yes.
we just need in life, humans, it's like somebody attached a fishing wire above our heads with something that we want, and we just constantly run after it, and that's how the world works. You know, they dangle something in front of you, and you
Such
just
as
keep chasing it.
such as the love of money.
Yeah, exactly. Money,
Yes.
food, women, drugs, rugs, and then you know. But for real though, that's what I think happens. People just lose themselves chasing these things.
They do.
Because
They
they're
do.
lost. Because they're lost in the world, as the book says. You
Yes.
get caught up in the ways of the world, the material consumption, being a consumer, and you are in the darkness. And when you lose them ways, you are circumcised from the world, and not your damn foreskin. When you are circumcised from the world, you are in the light, and the light comprehendeth the darkness not. You will never go back.
So Jolene puts, okay, if Jesus died for our sins, how come we suffer our sins?
I mean, in
Because
the afterlife, we won't.
the answer lies in the word suffer. Can anybody tell me the definition of the word suffer?
That's a great question. I can't. Go through pain, go through
That's because
suffrage.
that's because Mr. McFly, I absolutely listen intently. I listen to every word. I do etymology for a pastime, for jokes. And that's why when the likes of KG come up in here, it makes me laugh.
That's why when they put y'all don't know nothing, bottom boy, I was like, oh, they just have no idea. They have no idea.
Anyway, what was the question? Oh,
If Jesus died for our sins, how come we suffer our sins?
yeah. What was the question? What is it to suffer?
oh yeah.
If if I was in a court of law today and the judge says to me, "Did you suffer?" and I said yes, he would strike the fucking gavel and strike me out. I've just lost the case because I allowed myself to suffer. And when we knew the true definition of suffer, it is to allow, to tolerate, because we haven't done nothing about it. And so we will sit as, what should we say, a victim. And
Yes.
we're in this victim state and in this low vibrational state of the world whereby everything's against us and everything's doing us a bad and doing us a wrong and putting us down. And without actually having the bollocks to admit that we've done nothing to change it. So you've sat and suffered. You're damn right you've suffered. What have you done to change it?
Exactly. You gotta own your own actions too. You can't, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
You make choices in life, and then people don't want to deal with it, that what happens after you make these choices. That's the problem.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And that's what the book of Revelation tells us. You know, the, you don't have to live your life according to the Bible. The Bible is a pseudonym. It's just basic information before leaving Earth. It's just basic information. We are the technology. We hold the key. That's why you get a key at 21 to the lock, to the door of life. You are opened up into freedom, and it's this opened up your consciousness. Raise your Kundalini, your awareness, Nothing to do with a book.
Well said.
Definitely well said.
So with that said, right guys, it's 2:53 a.m. currently for me. And
Wow.
so as much as I'd like to stay and knit and natter a little bit more, I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you very much for inviting me on. I've really enjoyed myself, and thank you to everybody in the chat for listening to me drone on of my own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Bearcat just popped in. How you doing, Bearcat? Andy's
Hey,
just
Bearcat.
leaving.
Yeah, you'll have to do a rewind to hear me bloody bumbling on about how I see things, and not only how I see things, but the majority of what I've spoken this evening is actually factual. And if anybody wishes to come and rebuke my facts like AG, help yourself, brother. I'll be on again. Go away, do your homework, look at history, come back and tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, he was just doing the shuffle.
We know this. I invite anybody, and then I'll put you in the truth in the same lot. I'm doing it to help you. But you'll find out in due course you can't rebuke me because facts are facts. A court can't try a fact. That's how it is.
Well, Andy, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your knowledge with us. It's always a blast to have you on. It's always a good time, always a good chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. It's been awesome. Thank you very much.
So
Thank you, Chester.
yeah,
We'll catch
always
up
a
soon,
pleasure.
guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and we'll catch up soon. Thank you. Pass my regards on to Mountain Mama.
Much agape, Andy.
We will.
You too, brother. Catch up soon. Thank you, everybody.
All right, catch you later.
Catch you later, Bill and Ted. I love saying that.
Yeah. Well, that was really nice, Andy, to come up and put his 2 cents in because listen, I just grabbed the wheel and we just started going down that alleyway. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, that's perfectly cool.
hmm Well, it's the truth. I mean, with so much turmoil in the world, it's like people got to start paying attention. There's things happening, things moving. There's a lot of like this word got thrown away around a lot tonight. Shuffling. There's a lot of shuffling going around. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
100%.
misinformation, and that's why we really got to pay attention to what is going on around us because like Mohammed had said, at the end of the day, our governments don't really care about us. We're just dollar signs to them. That's all we are.
Yep.
That's it.
That's the first time I've ever agreed with Muhammad. Boom, boom.
Boom.
That's pretty funny.
Wow, that Andy didn't shut up. I know, pinned message. Yeah, he just kept going. And he
Are
was
you
the
serious?
Energizer Bunny tonight. I appreciate that so much. I really do.
That's funny.
Oh, Larry, we all look for the truth. Yep.
Yeah, I think that you have to, and you have to question things. You can't follow anything blindly. You know, that's what
Hmm.
certain religions want you to do. I think if they start saying follow blindly, then obviously you can't see.
Hmm. Jolene says they never have. Yeah, well, the government just listen. Like I said, we're just a dollar sign. Outside of that, no. But as far as how much money we can generate with ourselves, our body, our personality, of whatever, it's yeah, it's very much. Truth has its own vibration. Absolutely, Andy. It certainly does. It certainly does. And people pick up on that. You can feel that vibration, you know what I mean? When it's truth and it's a lot of it being spit, man, you can feel that, you know.
Yeah,
I've only gotten out here and just basically told people about my walk with God and how it started and everything, and it's like I've seen people like just people can feel it. People can definitely feel it. There's
I
no
did.
doubt in my mind.
Something told me that I was going to be a bum in Kensington and lose everything, or I
Mm,
could throw that away. And the crazy thing is, like, it was really I threw out a lot of money. I flushed a lot of money down the toilet that day, and um, I have no shame, or I'm really happy I did it.
Jolene says it's all greed. And Andy follows it up with gluttonous, 100%. Yeah, it's true. It is. It's all greed. It's the love of that dollar. It's worshiping that dollar. That dollar becomes your god.
I
You know
think
what I
if you
mean? And
start doing things for like a family, or like, other than yourself, like, I think you can, I mean, it gives you a purpose, kind of, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of grounds you. And like when you do stuff just for yourself, like, I just think this feeds your ego.
yeah, religions are just a tool for the government to make us obedient. I will say the churches
Well,
are
when you
definitely.
live in a country that, like, you can't leave the religion and you have to be part of a certain religion,
Yeah, that's.
that's a huge problem.
Mhm.
Like Iran, like, that's crazy over there. Like, I seen a video. There's all these girls, like I said, throwing their hijabs, like going crazy, and people breaking statues, like, And I've seen videos in, like, all over the world of Iranians dancing with Jews, like in the street, like happy, celebrating, because, like, they don't like their government because how oppressive it is.
That's right,
Which,
Andy. It all boils down to the lust of the flesh. That's why the flesh is flawed and we are all sinners. Amen.
yeah, there was one person who was sinless stuff.
Larry, I'll catch you later, brother. Thank you very much for stopping and hanging out.
Yeah, Larry. One day I want to see you play that guitar everybody talks about.
Yo, McFly, the next time Larry's live and he's playing, I will make sure to send you a link, brother.
Thank
He
you.
is. Larry's good, man. Larry is really good. I always tell Larry he's better than me because he can play the guitar and sing flawlessly. I have a little bit of trouble with that. I can sing or I can play the guitar, but trying to do the two together, man, I gotta practice, 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 and then it sounds decent. But there's only a couple of songs I could do that with. But that's why we're doing what we're doing.
We're all
So
good at different things, though. I can freestyle. Right?
Larry, Larry is effing awesome. Andy says.
Yes.
So let's see. Mohammed says, "Want to know a fun fact? It is now okay for women don't wear hijab as long as they support the leader." Really?
When did that happen?
In Iran?
Yeah, when did that happen? I didn't hear about that.
I didn't either, but since I retired from the DoD job, I haven't been paying attention to the little facts like that as much as I used to. These recent days, Wow.
Told you that's new
Yeah.
because they
That's
haven't. They're like they know they're by the balls. They have to do it because people are getting
huh.
pissed off.
Huh. As long as they support the leader. Well,
How do you feel about the Ayatollah? Like, you think he's a good dude, or again, what's up with like like their policy always saying death to America, and Israel and the UK. They call America the big Satan and Israel the little Satan.
Jolene, let me break it down for you like this, because I think it's a breakdown of communication with the "He died for our sins" thing. That's so we can have a personal relationship with God. He died for our sins. We're still going to suffer because we're sinners. We're all sinners because the flesh is weak.
I just think I heard there's a lot of people in Iran that have to pretend to be Muslim so they don't get like killed. Unalived, I mean. You know what I mean?
Yes. So
So it's
yeah,
like you can't leave it, and that's like a death cult. That's crazy.
Jolene, don't be sorry. It's an open discussion. That's why we're here. We're here to have the interaction and have people go back and forth.
Anything and everything.
Yeah, that's why anything and everything podcast. So yeah, Andy, hence we repent for our sin against ourselves, fornication, addiction, wandering eyes, lying tongue. Yeah.
Leona's back.
Yeah, no
Hey.
need to apologize.
Meow.
Hey, Pot Tamale, thank you very much for coming in.
Meow. Would you fight someone again?
Yeah, please try to get a cigarette later, honey. Because I'll die without a cigarette. I don't have any wet food for her. Isn't that terrible? I have no wet food.
I'll go out.
Oh, the store is nice, honey. The store is closed.
No, it's not. The supermarket's open.
Well, McFly, it's been a really good podcast, buddy.
Yeah.
It's a little after 10. You want to call it a night? We've been on for a half hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm getting life starting to hit me. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna give myself a plug. I'm probably gonna jump on Devil on My Shoulder and sing for I don't know, like 2 hours. So for all y'all that want to hang out and listen to me wail about some stuff, tune into Devil on My Shoulder. Oh yeah, hey Jolene, thank you for coming on. Listen, any of you guys, if you want to come back to the podcast, we broadcast on at Newfound Life today, at West Virginia WV Mountain Mama, and at Chester McFly right down there. It's at Chester McFly 420. We have the podcast every Wednesday and Saturday, and oh yeah, McFly, we forgot to talk about this, man. This Saturday, McFly has a special guest. Completely forgot about this. McFly, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, Corey Grumpy Johnson, one of my good friends, funny up and coming comedian, amazing hip hop artist, also known as Ricky Fitz, is going to be on again. He was on the one episode when we got into it with the kitty cat who was self-sabotaging, and then he came on again. So this will be his third appearance. So every appearance has been getting better and better from the first one. So we're going over that. Yeah.
I forgot about that whole thing with the kitty cat, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he brought up
funny.
mushrooms, and then he said, and then he's like, "Well, I knew somebody that died because of them." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, he took it, and then he couldn't." Yeah. But he did that in the middle of a like we were talking, everything was cool. Like, why would you? I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mohammed. Absolutely. Oh, you know what? Let me just do this, just because I'm a turd. Before we go anywhere, I'm just gonna throw just in case anybody wants to come over. I'll throw the ad tag for Devil up.
Yeah. You know, this can go live on Devils, but I just go me, Mountain Mama, you always. But it's,
Yeah, I know.
you could do
I
like
know.
5.
Yo, Dodge Ram guy. What's going on? Thanks
That's
for
pretty
coming
funny.
in. Yeah, I know I can I can put this out on Devil's channel too, but it's like that I literally the only reason that channel's even in StreamYard is just for when we actually get around to doing a singing live. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that's the music channel, you know what I mean? I don't like putting too much music on Newfound Life today just because I don't want any of the copyright stuff. The green copyrights on Devil's channel I don't care about. Even the yellow ones I don't care about. The only ones I really always get rid of is the red ones because I don't want them to shut me down. It's like the only one I really worry about.
Yeah.
Jump in here quick. Newfound Life. Come on now. There we go. So there you go. Any of you guys that want to tune into the other channel, that's the ad tag right there. Just screenshot it, highlight it, throw
I
it into your
can't see it
search bar.
because the stage one.
Oh, here, let me do that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Now I
that
see
was
everything.
healthy.
God bless
Dang.
America.
Woohoo.
When you burp like that, you gotta bless America with the carbon, dioxide. But
uh,
hey, it's carbon dioxide, not monoxide. Monoxide is
oh,
carbon.
listen, I do the same thing, man. That's why I got my sparkly water I drink on, you know what I mean?
I drink
But,
soda.
all right. Well,
Told
thank
you.
you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Please tune in this Saturday when we
Or
have
Grumpy
Grumpy
Johnson's
on.
on. Yeah.
Yep, it'll be a good time.
Okay, Ricky Fitz. It should be a great
Nice,
episode.
nice.
I want to start having more guests on. If any of you guys know anybody who would be good on the podcast, let us know. You know, we love talking to people, and we're talking about anything and everything. That's the whole point. So let us know.
Bengal Mamacita. Humans, bye all. Hello, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Hmm.
I was wondering why I wasn't blue, but I'm not on your channel. Ah,
Hmm.
I just realized that, Dodge Ram guy. Yeah, you're on West Virginia Mountain Mamas. I only know this because I always have my second phone going on the side. That way I can communicate with you guys in the chat, not have
Oh,
to
shit.
go through StreamYard. So
I thought I saw one of them orbs again in the sky. I see these orbs at the bottom of my screen. No, there's somebody riding a dirt bike
wow, that was loud. Hi and bye. Yeah, hey, Bengal, if you want to tune in, we're well, I'm gonna be going live on Devil's channel for a little bit, so but
I got a little Bengal cat.
yeah, you do. Yeah, she just really messed up that other cat too.
I haven't seen him. I've been waiting for him. I'm upset
Uh,
about that. He's scared to come here now.
yeah, JoJo probably ain't gonna come around for a little bit. He don't want to get messed up, you know.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I feel bad though. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, you should be happy your cat." Well, I'm like, I love JoJo too. Like, so I'm not happy. Why would I be happy? That's just, you know what I mean?
Yep,
It's not
yep,
good.
yep, yep. Okay, will do. Love my Bengal. Yeah, yeah. So does McFly. Trust me. We were talking about that before we actually went live tonight. He was telling me about how his little Bengal cat beat up this big tomcat. That tomcat was much bigger too, and she just
JoJo.
ripped into him bad. Yeah, JoJo. She got JoJo. So.
She flew in the air. Like I've never seen. Like
Uh,
it was nuts.
yeah, you imagine that cat flying through the air, claws out. Oh.
Yeah, she's hard to pick up. Like when you have to put her in a room, she could put her legs real far back. Like no other cat could do that. Like you know
Yeah.
how you can grab a cat behind them and they won't scratch you. She could scratch you still. Like it's crazy. She could bend like certain ways. And I told you, she climbed up a telephone pole. She went for a walk with us. I want to
Oh
get her
yeah.
a harness on Friday so I can take her for a walk.
Hey, Dodge Ram, take a look at that at tag in my chat on my channel. That's the Devil on My Shoulder, my second channel. We'll be going live on that. So, But listen, I'm gonna end the podcast, guys. Chit chat with McFly for a couple of minutes. So we walk hours. Yo, Bengal, there's someone out there that they have something that looks like one of those cats, but it's bigger. This guy's out on YouTube walking it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's a
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Savannah cat. It's called a
Yes.
Savannah cat.
Yes. It's a Savannah cat. That thing is just. I love watching it eat the moths. My little black cat Persephone was out in the garden eating that up. So I did, man. I'll try to make it. I got to put the kids to bed. Yeah. Hey, listen, Dodge Ram. I'll probably be on for 2 hours, so I get bigger. All right. Listen. Much love, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Everybody, especially the ones who got here late, Dodge and Bengal. Thank you very much for
Especially
stopping
the
in.
real ones.
Yeah. Shout out
To
to all the real ones.
Exactly.
And thank you everyone that came into the chat tonight and had a good conversation with us. I appreciate the questions, the comments, everything. Really appreciate it, guys. So please tune in Saturday. We'll have Grumpy on, and it'll be a good time. So
Heck yeah.
hit thumbs up on the way out, y'all. That's right, Dodge. All right, listen. Much love, much agape, everybody. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Appreciate it.